Suicide Squad, the extended cut. I've finally got around to watching it. I was quite looking forward to seeing the extended version of Suicide Squad, because initially I was quite disappointed by this film. I'm a big DC fanboy when it comes between Marvel and DC. When it comes to Marvel or DC, I mean, my heart lies with DC. I love Marvel. I enjoy Marvel. But my heart lies with DC. I am a DC fanboy. And I was quite disappointed with Suicide Squad when I seen it back in cinemas back a few months ago. I want to start off with saying this review will contain spoilers. It may contain spoilers. And the big question with the extended edition of Suicide Squad is, does this extra 11 minutes, which it can be a lot, but it depends on what it does and what's in those 11 minutes and what it changes. But, you know, it's only 11 minutes. Does that 11 minutes change this film? Does it help this film? And the answer to that question, for me, is no. Those 11 minutes, for me, didn't really change my view or opinion of this film in the slightest. If anything, maybe I could see why those certain scenes were cut. Not so much when it comes to the Joker scenes. I think it was only actually one major addition when it came to the Joker. Yeah, it's only the one scene with Harley Quinn on the bike stopping the car that Joker is riding in. They just kind of attached a few extra bits, a few extra scenes of dialogue that involves interaction between the team, the squad, the Suicide Squad, between the main characters. It gives you a bit more interaction between them and the characters, and that's one of the things I really liked about the film anyway. This film really kind of lifts off. I mean, this film works best when you're seeing the team interact with each other and work with each other, and that's when I really, really liked this film. And so really, they add things into this film that I didn't feel like they needed to add, because they'd already accomplished what they were trying to achieve in those scenes, if you get what I mean. You know, they were adding a lot more dialogue and adding a bit more meat to these scenes with the interaction between the squad, and I liked it in this extended version, but I didn't really need it. And we obviously wanted to see more Jared Leto as the Joker, but we didn't quite get it. We just had one real sort of big scene involving him and Harley Quinn, and I liked that. But this was still the same film, and I overall I am still let down with this film. But going back to the team, I mean, again, that's all down to the performances as well. I mean, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is amazing. I can't imagine anyone else playing Harley Quinn still. Same Will Smith. I think this is only the third time. No, maybe it's the fourth time for me to watch. Yeah, it's the fourth time for me to watch Suicide Squad. And he impressed. I mean, I didn't realize how really I knew he was good when I first watched the film in the theater, but watching it again last night, it just blew me away again, because Will Smith is really, really good in this film, and so goes with all the other members of the cast. Jared Leto, I could see why a lot of people were put off by his version of the Joker and his performance. I kind of liked it, and it's not the best Joker performance by far, but I sort of liked this version of the Joker, and I liked what Jared Leto tried to do with him. It's not my favourite version, but I did like his performance in this film. Overall, this film for me was still a major letdown. The script, very, very clunky. It kind of like, the script tends to go nowhere quite a lot. Like, they saying things, and it's like, it's not really doing anything, if you know what I mean. There's no sort of weight to the film. There's no sort of meaning to the film. The film is just, it came across, especially last night, and I said this in my previous review, which I will leave a link down in the description box below. But in the, when I seen it first time in the theaters, this film is a giant mess. As in, the editing is so messy in this film, and you could tell after hearing of what's gone on behind the scenes. You can just tell there's a few different versions of this film scattered about, and you could see that there are signs of there being a good film in there in Suicide Squad. There are little signs that this could have been, or there is a good film in there somewhere, but we just didn't get it with this particular version. Suicide Squad, it feels like a commercial, one big advert, wherever it's trying to sell a greatest hits CD. When it comes to all the music in the film, I really didn't think it needed the amount of music that it had, and I think they were really trying to make this film really commercial and sort of mainstream. And the amount of times you see a Samsung iPad really bugs me in this film, and usually product placement doesn't really affect my opinion or doesn't really affect my viewing pleasure when it comes to watching films, but it really bugs me in this film. I don't know why. I think there are two scenes in this film. One where Amanda Waller slams the iPad against the window, and the Joker did the same. And then there's an iPad in another scene with Rick Flag, and then you've got another iPad there in one of the sort of dream sequences at the end. I don't know why, but it just really bugged me. I'm not saying that affects my actual overall opinion of the film. It kind of backs up my sort of opinion that, on my view, that this film felt like a giant commercial, along with the music that it was throwing in at you. And then you had these when it came to the introductions to all the characters at the beginning, I really didn't like the way on how they handled that. When you had a sort of a portfolio or a profile of, you got Deadshot, then you had sort of the descriptions about the characters. It was like as if they were treating us as a very sort of dumb audience. It's like they were trying to spoon feed us, and it's like, oh no, look, this is Deadshot, and this is what he can do, and look at this, and they're just doing it in a very sort of cool way. And it looked, I'm not saying it didn't look nice, but I just didn't like I just didn't like it. It just didn't really, for me, it didn't really fit into this movie, mainly because of the tone as well. I mean, the tone of this film is all over the place. It is so messy in so many different ways with with the editing and the tone. And I just didn't like those introductions to the characters. I felt it was cheap. It was tacky. It may sound like I hate this film. I don't hate Suicide Squad. I was just massively let down. I actually do enjoy Suicide Squad. I enjoyed it last night when I watched it on Blu-ray, and I could see there were signs of there being a good film, and there are moments in this film that I actually really like. Mainly the interaction between the team, the squad. The one thing I really, really do like about this extended edition, is probably my favourite part in the extended edition. One of my favourite edition, and that's the bar scene with all the characters. If they give you a bit more of the interaction, a bit more dialogue, which you did actually happen to see in the trailers, but then they cut out to the theatrical. But I really like that scene, and afterwards it made me. I felt like that's a shame, because this film could have been really damn good. Because of the editing and because of the tone being so different, I mean, it was just because it was so tone. It was, the tone kept changing, and I couldn't quite get immersed into the film, especially the first sort of hour. I find it very hard to get immersed into this because so much happens. It's just like the Sam Suicide Squad app. It's just like a massive advert, a massive trailer, and go bang, 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 and that's about it. I love the scene with when all the characters come together to defeat Enchantress, and you've got all that sort of slow-mo action going on, but that scene I thought was really, really, really nice. I liked the way it was shot. it kind of shows or showcases what really made this film good, and that was the team, those characters. And when you get that final scene where Deadshot, Will Smith, has to shoot or try to shoot the heart to defeat Enchantress, and you've got all the team working together so they can achieve that. You Killer Croc has got to throw the bomb, and even with the music in that scene, I really, really, really liked that scene. I enjoy it. I enjoy Suicide Squad. This extended edition didn't really do anything to help it at all. There are rumours out there that I think it came from the director's mouth, actually, David Ayer, that there are like about 7 different versions of this film. So, I mean, it'd be quite interesting to see what those other versions are. I've got a feeling that there's a much darker, edgier version of this film somewhere on the cutting room floor, or a film that was originally put together, given to test audiences, and they would put off it maybe. But I get that feeling. But yeah, this is the point where my grade of Suicide Squad is going to change slightly. My grade is going to change. I before doing this review, I actually watched my previous review of Suicide Squad, and I didn't realize, but I actually give it a B minus. And I think I was being a little bit too generous there. And especially after watching this for a 4th time last night on Blu-ray, I kind of came up with my grade straight away. Probably about halfway through the film, I sort of knew where this film was going to fall. And this is going to actually go down in grade. I really didn't think I'd be doing this. But I'm going to change the grade to Suicide Squad as an overall. I'm not going to really kind of categorize this as being an extended edition version like I did with Batman v Superman. I mean, with Batman v Superman, I actually upped the grade, and because that became an entirely different film. With this is the same film, but I am actually going to change my grade. And I think the main reason why I give it a B minus maybe was because I did really, really enjoy it. But, and I think I was trying not to look too much into the faults of this film, but after watching it for a 4th time last night, I really, really can't stand by and give this film a B minus. For me, Suicide Squad is a C. There we go. I've downgraded Suicide Squad. I actually, to be honest with you, I actually thought before going into this review that my original grade was a C+. I didn't realise I'd give it a B minus at the time. Bit of a mistake, but there. And so yeah, but I think this film, after watching it for the 4th time last night and really sort of taking in all of its faults, I still enjoyed it, but I sort of kind of analysed it a bit more, and it really, this was a big disappointment. This is a mess of a film. The script is very, very clunky. The script could have been a hell of a lot better, actually. But what really helps lift this film is that performance by the cast. Once that team gets together, that's when this film works the best. Yeah, I'd love to see more Joker. I would love to see more, Jared Leto as the Joker. But there wasn't much point of him being in this film to begin with anyway. Another thing I noticed, that there were a few plot holes. And one thing that really stood out to me this time round was the scene after Harley falls out of the helicopter with the Joker. Now, I heard that scene had been quite different. And but when the team go back on the ground and she's there sitting on the car, she's got pudding. She's got sort of like it's a band around her neck with pudding on. And she takes it off, she looks at it, and she just throws it. And to me, that was like, why would she do that? She've just lost the Joker, and surely she would keep it on. So that, to me, shouted out that scene beforehand in the helicopter must have been drastically different. And that goes back to the old love-hate sort of relationship, and the abusive relationship that the Joker and Harley Quinn is all about. And they've from what I've heard of rumours, they ripped that completely out. And to me, there were little things like that in the film that you could tell this film had been cut and reshot to pieces. But anyway, that's that. Suicide Squad gets a big fat C from me. It's an enjoyable film. It is watchable. And it's in my Blu-ray collection. And I'm kind of proud it's in my Blu-ray collection. I am a collector. But yeah, it was a big disappointment. And I'm hoping for more with the future installments, as in Wonder Woman and Justice League, which are, you know, some of my most anticipated films of next year. So, we have got Rogue One tonight, and I am so damn excited. I cannot wait to see the film. I've kind of briefly looked at some reviews. It's looking quite positive, but I haven't actually really read or watched anything. So I'm kind of going to go into this film with an open mind. I'm so damn excited. I will hopefully have my review up either tomorrow or late Friday. And I will have a spoiler review up. I tend not to do spoiler reviews. But I will be doing one for Rogue One as well as a spoiler-free review. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do you agree with my opinion or my final verdict on Suicide Squad? Please let me know below in the comments. And if you like what you see, follow me on my journey and hit subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon.